Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back to my kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by Noom, a consumer-led digital platform that uses science and psychology to help you get healthier. Noom's psychology-based curriculum helps you meet and exceed your goals. They have goal specialists that are actual people that help you and support you along your way. There are also food and exercise trackers that help you along as well. What I really like about Noom is that you don't have to eliminate specific types of food. It's more about understanding why and how you eat rather than what you eat. And it's also about understanding other factors in your life besides just food and exercise that may lead to your behaviors. One of the lessons that I found very interesting was breaking through the behavior chain. It's really about understanding the process in which we make certain behaviors. And once we understand that process, we can make changes to our behaviors. Absolutely fascinating. I also like that Noom is very goal-oriented and very supportive throughout the process. If you'd like to try Noom for yourself, click the link down below for a free evaluation and a quick and easy custom plan. Big thanks to Noom for sponsoring this video. Today I'm going to be testing out Mandy Lee's magic 15-second egg recipe. This was brought to my attention when I read a New York Times article written by Lopez-Alt about the best scrambled egg recipe, and he referenced Mandy in his article. And what's interesting about this technique is adding starch to the eggs. Oh my gosh, there's a deer outside my door. Hang on a second.
I have a little visitor outside my window. Hello. Carry on.
Got a little bit distracted. Alrighty, back to the recipes. And this recipe looks absolutely lovely. It promises to make creamy, scrambled egg-like eggs in 15 seconds. I mean, yes. The trick to it is incorporating a little bit of potato starch or tapioca starch. You could use cornstarch in substitution, but Mandy doesn't recommend it. She says it leaves a little bit of a kind of starchy feeling in your mouth because cornstarch needs more heat than tapioca or potato starch to fully kind of gelatinize. But in a pinch, you could use cornstarch. In fact, that's what Kenji uses in his recipe. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna add some potato starch to a bowl. To that, we're gonna add some milk. She said you could use water if you like, you can use stock, whatever you like. But milk and eggs go nicely together. So the reason why we're doing this before we add the eggs is because we're trying to avoid any lumpage. I'm gonna add some salt. So here's a brief summary of the explanation that Kenji gives in his article about why adding starch to eggs works. So an egg is primarily composed of water, proteins, and some fat. So when we add heat to an egg, these proteins denature and kind of tangle up all together, creating a matrix. The more heat and time we add to the eggs, the tighter the matrix becomes and more liquid is squeezed out. So the starch does a couple of things. It acts as a kind of physical barrier between the proteins so they don't bind up so quickly as they're denaturing. And the starch also forms kind of this gel or colloid once it's heated up with water and kind of makes for a silkier texture. Next, we're going to add 3 eggs. Because I know some of you will ask, I purchased this egg holder from a store called Cluck, but sadly it's no longer in business. Rest in peace, Cluck. Alrighty, now we're going to whip up our eggs, break up our yolks, and give this a good mix, thoroughly incorporating everything together. So now we're going to take a non-stick skillet and heat it on medium-high heat. So Kenji adds a little bit of water to his skillet. And when it starts to evaporate and bubble away, he knows that the skillet is around or above 212 degrees, which is the temperature at which water boils. I think it's very clever. It's a great way to gauge to see if your pan is hot enough. There it goes, right there. See that? So I really love how specific Mandy is in her instructions. So once your pan is hot, our water has evaporated, and now I'm gonna add my butter. We don't want it to burn or brown. This is about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna add our eggs, all of it, and it should begin to set up around the sides. And Mandy says to cook it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and turn off the heat. And then stir for 11 seconds in big circles. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. I don't have a plate. 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Should have had that ready. 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, and then on 11, put it out on a plate. Oops, you can't even see what I'm doing. Oh no, sorry. And look how stinking fast that was. There we go, now you can see them. Look, aren't those beautiful? And this is trying to emulate that classic French technique of cooking eggs in a cold pan over low heat with lots and lots of stirring, lots of adjustments, so you have really creamy eggs. It's all about a low temperature and for a longer amount of time. Now this did not take any time at all, and this is in that vein, that kind of creamy style of egg, but a fraction of the time. And just look at those results. Absolutely beautiful. The only problem with this technique is that your eggs cook so quickly. You have to get your toast started before you even get cooking your eggs. But it's a small price to pay. So I'm gonna butter my toast. Freshly ground pepper. It's tender, creamy, soft. Look at that. Itadakimasu. Luscious. Really luscious. They have such a great mouthfeel. Kind of silky in texture. All right, let's have some on toast. Yeah. So good. This is going to be my new way of making eggs because they're just so good. And Kenji says that because we added the starch to this, even if we overcook the eggs just a little bit, they'll still remain quite creamy. I almost forgot to tell you the origin story of this recipe. Mandy stumbled upon this genius recipe while trying to make something for her ill dog to eat. She mixed starch with eggs and tried to moisten its lips with it so that it would eat it. Sad story, but in the end she came up with this brilliant recipe. There you have it. Beautiful magic 15-second eggs. Absolutely 100% worth trying for sure, especially if you like this kind of style of egg. Thanks so much for joining me, and big thanks to Noom for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to try Noom for yourself, click the link down below to get a free evaluation and a quick and easy custom plan. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!